An unpredictable life is a wonderful thing. Cases may come flooding in like passengers at rush hour.
Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Deadly Premonition. Last time, we were trying to get to the A&G diner, as we were waiting for Quint to get back home. But we never made it because we were sidetracked. But we're here now. The A&G diner was another of the locations that Polly was talking about, and that's their mascot right there. It's a place where we can get food, it's a place where we can talk to people. We might see several other characters coming to the diner for lunch or dinner. So it's a good place to get to know. And we can see a couple of workers in the back, so let's have a chat with them.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. And you are?
Olivia Cormack.
Olivia. Now that's a lovely name.
Do you think so? You're the only one who's ever said that other than my father and Nick.
Oh, it's a very good name. You should be proud of it. There's that famous singer, too, isn't there? From the 70s? She's actually from England, but she's got this really strong image of being an American pop singer.
Huh?
That's it. Olivia Newton-John. You know of her, right? She's not only a successful singer, she's successful as an actress, too. Personally, I really liked Xanadu back in 1980. She played a cute fairy and just looked amazingly stunning. It's hard to believe she was 32 at the time. Right, Zach?
Sorry, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Really? That's a shame. You should watch it when you get a chance. You'll learn to love your name.
Oh, okay.
So, Olivia, do you know anything about Anna that might be helpful to me?
Oh, she was a bright and lovely girl. I can't believe she...
Did she ever look worried or anxious?
No, not really. I can't believe it, really. I'm never going to see her again, am I? She was here with us, so happy and energetic just a few days ago. She and I, we were getting all excited over some new dessert.
Thank you, then. If you remember anything else, let me know.
Well, she doesn't seem to know too
Hi
much.
there.
So they have a few selections on their menu, but they all do the same thing. They all say it will satisfy a moderate amount of your hunger. So you might as well just buy the cheapest one, which in this case is cornbread. At this point I should explain what the hunger meter does. You see that meter that just went up and it has a knife and a fork next to it? That's the hunger meter. As time goes on, that will decrease. If that reaches 0, then your health will start to go down. So yes, Agent York can starve to death, so you do want to eat every so often to keep that meter up.
Hi there.
Of course, it's not just food at the diner that you can eat. The food items that we've been picking up and we've been carrying around with us can also be used for that, such as the can of pickles and the lollipops.
Hey, I'm working here. You can't just stroll into a chef's kitchen.
Then perhaps you would give me your permission to enter.
No! Get the hell out of here!
Zach, everyone has their own sanctuary. Let's leave him in his.
Well, he's not friendly at all. So, that would be Nick back there. We know that because Olivia just told us his name is Nick. We can't actually officially introduce ourselves to him because he won't let us into his kitchen. But he can't stay there forever. And sure, the menu has its own card. Why not? If Anna's dressed it, then sure. So you may notice a lot of people in this diner. They don't have names, and a trading card for coffee. Coffee. Yeah, coffee has its own trading card. It is a valuable investigative tool for Agent York. So you may notice all these NPCs with no names. You can't actually interact with them. And they have nothing to do with the case, they don't talk, they don't do anything. They're basically just there for background material. Otherwise this diner would be empty, I guess. But that's all there is for the A&G Diner for right now. But that is a location we'll want to keep in mind as we continue the investigation. Now, where to next? Oh, wait, hold on a second. So, when we saw Lily take off in the last video, she was leaving here, the Book Mountain Bank. So let's have a look here to see if she left anything behind. And actually, she did. Her trading card. For some reason, even though the Book Mountain Bank is a named location on the map, we can't actually go into the building. Lily can, but we cannot. And to our left is the Greenville Sheriff's Department, which is where we're supposed to go, and where George is waiting for us, but I think he can wait until tomorrow. A place you might think that could be a good area to find out about Anna would be the Greenville High School. Because her students, fellow students should know about her, right? But you can't actually go in. It's never open, it's always locked, unfortunately. But there is this. Right, so we're racing. We're racing now. We are being a responsible FBI agent by racing on the streets of this small town. The goal of these races is to reach these checkpoints in a time limit. You can see a bar counting down the time. We have to get to all of the checkpoints and make it back to the high school within that amount of time. Now, whenever you hit a checkpoint, the next one will then appear, and you can see it on the mini-map, which, if we look right now, we can see I'm actually driving away from it. Let's go back. So yeah, when doing one of these races, you do want to keep your eyes on the mini-map, and don't do what I just did, which was ignore it, because then you might miss these checkpoints. If that's okay, I think we can make up the time. Something to keep in mind is that during these races, the normal Greenville traffic will still be around. It's not like they vanish. And they will get in your way. There's a little reward for finishing one of these races, and there are 3 of these races in different locations in Greenville. Sometimes a new checkpoint will be immediately behind us, so again, that's why you want to check the mini-map and not hit trees. You want to check the mini-map because it might appear in a place out of your line of sight, such as the next one. Well, wouldn't have been able to see that one without using the map. That is not a checkpoint. That green ring right there. That one is where the game wants us to go, which is to the sheriff's department. It can be tempting to try to make shortcuts through other people's property. That usually doesn't work out so well. Yeah, that was a car that just rammed us into here. Like I said, the traffic will get in your way. It's usually not a good idea to try to take shortcuts over people's property, because usually there will be obstacles getting in your way from actually making it across, like a fence or a tree or a bush. But here we are back at the high school. Great! We did it. So our reward is on the other side of the high school, and we're just going to drive over there because walking is for chumps. Ah, here we go. There are 2 rewards for actually beating a race. One is Agent Honor. So that's 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210. The other reward will be a trading card. Why is Keith's card at a high school? Why is Keith's card at the high school? He's not a high school student, he's an adult. He owns a convenience store. This is really the only reason we have to come to the high school, that race. Like I said, you can't actually go in, which seems like a shame because this seems like it could have been a good location for investigation. Okay, so I think we've done enough screwing around waiting for Quint to get back home. You better be home by now. Right, he better be home by now. Spent enough time at Sally's. So let's head back on over and see if we can get into Quint's home, and if we can find any evidence that can make perhaps him and Becky talk a little bit more.
Now, Joel Gray's daughter is, of course, that's right, Jennifer Grey. You know that, right, Zach? Jennifer Grey. She's in one of my most favorite movies, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 1986, directed by John Hughes. That one was so 80s. Zach, you're not the most cheerful guy I know, but you really do like those cheerful movies. We used to love those teenage movies back then, didn't we? Breakfast Club, and Pretty in Pink, St. Elmo's Fire, and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That last one was in 1982, directed by Amy Hecker. Now that was an impressive film. You've got Sean Penn in the lead, with Jennifer Jason Leigh and Phoebe Cates. Not to mention Nicolas Cage and Forrest Whitaker were in it too. And the original book and the script were written by Cameron Crowe. How could that not be a great film? You remember that? When that movie ended, the last words at the end was from an arcade game. That's right, it was from Missile Command. It stuck in my head for a while. The memories. I feel like I have a lot of movies to catch up on. Let's just hope we can get to the end of this case soon. And maybe we can catch up on a few. Give some thought about what movie you want to see next, Zach.
I recognize that car.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check out? We're supposed to go through Anna Graham's file at the sheriff's office, but If you want to act on a hunch, then I'm with you.
So that car, we saw it at Sally's. That's Quint's. So he must be back. I think it looks kind of flashy. Now, even though Quint's back, we still have a problem. There are two trailers here. One of them's open, the other is closed. If we look at the map, then we can put the crosshairs over Quint's trailer, and we see there's no one there. However, the other one, Richard's house, yes, Quint Dunn, Richard Dunn are both there. So Quint is not in his trailer, he's in Richard's. This does no good for us because we need Quint in his trailer. We don't need to search Richard's. We can't go into Quint's trailer until he goes in there. That's a problem. Well, we might as well take a look in and see what the Dunns are up to while we're at this. Looks like Quint is preparing a hamburger for his father. I guess they're having a bite to eat before they open the Swery 65, which, remember, was Richard's bar. According to Polly, the Swery 65 is a nightclub, so that means it opens at night. So, it's almost nightfall as it is. It's late in the afternoon, so I guess they're having some dinner before they go to work. You might notice that some of the windows in Greenville have these little glowy things in front of them. Like the window York is in front of, yeah, right there. That means you can peep in the window. And the game records your peeping time for the online leaderboards. Hold on a second. Okay, yeah, there we go. Well, I guess there's nothing we can really do except knock on Richard's door and just see if we can talk about anything interesting. Hopefully after they're done eating, maybe Quint will go back into his trailer.
Hey!
Whoa, Quint, that's not how you hold a tray. Quint, both hands. Both hands. Richard, stop doing that with your hand. So, looks like Quint was very close to Anna, to the point that he's supporting her mother during her time of grief. And I can't stop looking at that tray. Alright. No, Quint, you're still holding it wrong. Quint, you need both hands.
Yeah?
Oh no. I think I broke his animation. What are you doing with your hands, Quint? You're not doing anything. You're holding the tray upside down. You're spilling all the coffee. Okay, I'm gonna leave Quint alone for a little while until he pulls himself together.
Hey!
Well, it seems that Richard and Quint get along pretty well. Quint, how you doing?
Yeah?
Okay, good, you're better. Well, like I said, Quint and Richard seem to get along pretty well. Nothing really of note here. Aside from Richard seems to like his coffee cold. So let's leave the Dunns to eat, I suppose, and just have a look around and just see if there's anything else of interest in here. That's a pretty old TV, and that is a lot of alcohol. That is a lot. It doesn't even fit on the shelf. Alright, now you may notice that that side quest tag right there. That's for this. You can play darts. but we can't play it now, because we don't have a dart gun. We need to buy one from Richard at the club. So yes, in Greenvale, they play darts with a gun. Also, here's kind of a strange thing about York. He won't go into anyone's bedroom. He says we need a search warrant. Even if York is invited into someone's house like now, he won't go in there. I don't know what's special about the bedroom, but that's the case. And, Richard has a bathroom with a transparent glass door? That is disgusting. That's all that's really, in Richard's trailer, so nothing really of interest. Well, while we're waiting for Quint to finish dinner, we might as well have a look in his trailer and see if we can see anything that we might want to take a closer look at. Good thing they have these cinder blocks piled up in front of their windows. Looks like Quint is working on a motorcycle in there. And, you know, both Quint and Richard have really nice-looking trailers. And they're really well decorated. Never seen trailers that look this good. Well, that's really all we can do right now, so I guess, we just need to wait for Quint to go back home. Well, you know what that means. Hold on. Actually, yes, forgot that. Might as well just pick that up while we're here. Well, if we have to wait for Quint to get back to his trailer, then I guess it's time for a heavy. We'll do this for an hour, I guess, until 4 o'clock, and see if Quint's gone back yet. That's enough time to finish dinner, I think. Ah, yes, he has. Quint's trailer is now open. Now's our chance to get inside. Maybe we can corner Quint about this delivery man Q thing. Okay. It looks like Quint is working on his bike. Not as much alcohol here. Oh. That's a pretty nice bike. Let's take a look at that.
Hey, hands off. No touching the collection, okay?
Oh. Touching your bike makes you nervous, huh, Quint? Well, why not just see what's in your refrigerator? Cola. Cola brand cola. That? Well, it makes more sense than coffee anyway. No, just go about your business, Quint. Pretend we're not here. Yeah, that is a nice bike. Oh! He's looking away. Now's our chance.
Zach, look at this red powder. This must be what delivery man Q was transporting.
A baggie of red dust. Let's see if Quint can keep his cool when we show him this. I just want to ask you about this red dust. Looks similar to something.
I found this in your bike. What is it, Quint?
It's just health food.
Health food.
That's right. Grounded like coffee beans, made from the seeds of a plant. Totally legal. Alright?
So why was it in the tank of your bike?
I couldn't find anywhere else to keep it while I was riding. I just forgot that it was in there. You know, riding along and you suddenly get hungry? Or maybe you find someone on the road who really needs food.
Can't you give me an honest answer?
I'm telling you the truth.
Very well. If you must persist in lying. You won't mind if I take this and get it looked at, will you?
Hold on.
You said it was totally legal, right? Then there's nothing to worry about. Am I wrong about this?
No, it's nothing. Just do what you want. Go ahead, just take it.
Well, he didn't actually say anything. I was kind of hoping maybe he might say something about what this red dust is. Quint's bike tank. I mean, sure, it makes more sense than a diner menu. Well, Quint did not admit to being Delivery Man Q or say what this dust had to do with anything. But maybe Becky will be willing to tell us something about it. At least Quint doesn't have a see-through bathroom door. Right, so let's head on over to Becky's. She's the one who seems to really know something about this case. And even though we don't know what the red dust is, Quint certainly seems scared to know that we had it. So if that's the case, let's see what Becky's reaction is to this thing. Of course, she doesn't have to know that we don't know what it is. Oops. Whoops. Okay. So, if we assume that Quint is Delivery Man Q, he's delivering this red dust. Why is he delivering this dust and to who? You said it was ground from the seeds of a plant. We don't actually know what it is. We don't know if it's drugs or if it is something legal. At the very least, I assume York is not familiar with any drugs that look like red powder, or I guess he would have said something. Sometimes you get money for knocking over phone poles, and sometimes you get a penalty. I don't really know what the difference is. By the way, remember what I talked about stabilizers before? Stabilizes your pulse rate? Does the same thing for cars. Right, so if our pulse meter goes up for using the siren too long, using a stabilizer will bring it right back down. Yeah, so, yeah, that works for cars too. Well, anyway, I hope Becky says something more about what this red dust is, or can tell us something about the case, because really this is the only lead we have. This Quint and Becky thing. We really don't have any other leads, and if this doesn't pan out, I guess we're gonna have to go to George and the police and see what they have. Oh, something I should mention. The top speed for this car is 55 miles per hour, but it is possible to go over that, which I'm doing right now. The problem is that when you do that, you lose control of the car, and strange things can happen. We're here. Right, so we just automatically write it ourselves, and let's do a proper parking job this time. There we go. Oh no, York's jacket, it has a tear in it. That's such a nice suit, too. Hope York can fix that. Oh good, it's fixed.
Where'd you get that?
Quint's trailer. He's delivery man Q, isn't he? You don't have to hide it any longer. I'm on your side. Will you tell me everything you know?
Yes, he's delivery man Q. But he's got nothing to do with Anna's death. So please just leave him alone, okay? I beg you.
That all depends on what else you can tell me, Becky. His being delivery man Q doesn't prove he had nothing to do with Anna's murder. Is there any way to get him to make a statement about this?
Okay. Just wait here. Give this to Quint and tell him I can't accept it. That's all I can do. Don't ask me for anything more. You'll get us both killed.
Zach, I was hoping we'd get a little bit more out of her, but that's okay. We'll get more when we hand over the ring. Let's go give Mr. Delivery Man Q a visit and see what happens.
Yeah, we really did not get much out of Becky at all. I think we should be a bit harder on her, since it seems like she knows a good deal more than she's telling. But yeah, our current mission now is to give Quint that ring and see what he has to say. I mean, we should be a bit harder on Becky, after all. She said that Quint had nothing to do with Anna's death. Doesn't that kind of imply that she does know who has something to do with it? Well, we just came from Quint's trailer, so I think before we go back, let's just have a look around this house, since we've only seen the front of it. Let's go around back and see what the backyard's like. Like I said, she has a much larger house than anyone else in Greenville. It's much nicer too. Dumpster! Everyone lives in pretty modestly sized houses, but Becky's house is much larger. And if we go into her backyard, it actually borders a lake. So yeah, this is some serious property right here. Let's have a peep. I guess this is how Becky spends her time, crying on her bed. At least we got a look inside of her house. It looks like York's getting tired. Let's have a look at his sleep meter. See what that, how close he is to, really needing some sleep. Oh, he still has a good amount left. So I guess I should explain what that sleep meter is. It's that, the one with the moose head with the Z's by it. What that is, like with the hunger meter, the sleep meter will go down over time. If it reaches 0, then York's pulse rate will rise up much faster and much more easily than normal. So it's not as dangerous as York's hunger going down, because York's hunger going down can actually kill him. That's not the case with sleep. But you do want to get a good amount of sleep so that doesn't happen. Especially when you're going into combat situations. Now, that's right, the sleep meter, it going to 0 has one other effect, and that is, if it is at 0 and you go to bed, then you have no choice but to sleep for 19 hours straight, I think it is. So if that happens, you want to just make sure that you don't have any appointments the following day within the next 19 hours that you're going to miss. So that is the other side effect for the sleep meter going down to 0. Otherwise, I mean, you can kind of ignore it. You can also replenish it by drinking coffee. So yes, in the world of Deadly Premonition, a cup of coffee is pretty much the same thing as sleep. You can go for days without sleeping if you want, and somehow I get the feeling that York does this on a regular basis. By the way, I've lost control of the car again. You can see the speedometer is nearly 70. I can't move the car. Right. So when that happens, you're just going to head straight forward until you hit something that's going to slow you down. So, Becky gave us this engagement ring to give to Quint, but what could this mean, and what information are we going to get from Quint about this? Oh, hold on. Okay, like I said, don't try to cut across people's property to get a shortcut, because usually something's going to block you, so I should not have tried that. But what information are we going to get from Quint when we give him the engagement ring? Is Becky angry at Quint? I mean, we know that Quint is Becky's boyfriend, but no one mentioned that he was her fiancé. No one said anything about that. But what reason would Becky have to be mad at Quint? It didn't seem, and I guess we're the reason that Becky is giving the ring back. She wasn't going to give the ring back until she saw that we had the red dust. So perhaps it's not Quint that Becky is mad at. Well, I guess we'll find out in a moment. We'll just see what Quint's reaction is to getting this ring. My dad will be pleased. Oh yeah, your girlfriend told us to give you back this engagement ring. It's kind of awkward.
Where did you get that?
Becky gave it to me. She also told me to tell you that she can't accept it.
Can't accept it? What does that mean?
Exactly what it sounds like, Quint. I think she was extremely worried about you. I'm just guessing, but she's been giving you the plants to make the red powder, hasn't she? Then you rode your bike out of town. You went on a trip, and you sold the powder somehow. You bought that ring with the money. That's why she gave me the ring. She wants to stop you from making any more trips. She doesn't want you to get involved anymore with this.
But I did all this for her. I started out delivering because I wanted the extra cash. But you know, things like this change over time. As you can see, her family is loaded, and I live in a trailer house. She's out of my league, you know? And so I wanted to be the kind of guy she could be with.
Quint, you already are. You didn't need money for that.
Have things gone too far? Because of me?
Not at all, Quint. You can do things over. You're still young.
Can you hold off on arresting me just for a little while? I want to apologize to her. And promise her that I'll never carry that junk again. Just give me a little time. Please? I'll turn myself in once I've talked to her, okay?
Zach, what is he talking about?
Huh?
Why would I arrest an innocent youth such as yourself? Quint, I'm busy with a murder investigation here. We can talk about health food another time, okay?
If you really want to confess, you could always try at church. What do you think, Zach?
It isn't much, but I want you to take this as a thank you gift.
Zach, another young life saved. Good job.
Well, as far as the investigation goes, it was kind of disappointing, because it turns out, looks like Quint doesn't really know anything about the murder. He was getting this plant material from Becky, and was selling it. We don't know to who. We don't know why someone would want to buy it. It looks like York's going to let this one go. But we did get one thing from this little sequence. The wrench. It says it's a normal metal wrench, but it is not normal. You see that infinity symbol next to the word wrench? That means this is an infinite melee weapon. It'll never break, it'll never wear out. We can use it forever. And this will come in very handy. This makes everything worthwhile. because this is going to be one of my most commonly used weapons. The wrench is a short-range, fast weapon. It's very powerful for this point in the game. We'll get more powerful weapons later on, but for right now it's very good. But as far as the investigation goes, it looks like Quint, it might be a dead end. Becky definitely knows something, though. But doesn't seem to be any way to get her to talk. She doesn't want to speak to us at all. She seems very afraid, though. But why is she afraid? Well, there's nothing for it right now, and I guess this lead is dried up. It's 4:30 right now. We'll wait until the Swery 65 opens up and see what that's all about. But until then, there's only one thing to do.
Cut it out!